So the second part of this reflection lecture is all about how we form, about how images are formed and how we can trace the rays in order to track those images that are formed. So the real question here is, why is an image even formed in a mirror? Right? We all take it for granted that when we look in a mirror, we see what we look like. All right? And it's not exactly what we look like. We know it's flipped around. But how is it that that image is formed? So this animation on the right, if you watch it for long enough, you hopefully should get a pretty good idea about how this works. And so basically, if we take these light rays that are hitting the mirror, and then we extend them backwards, they will converge on a point that is that image, that is where we perceive that image to be. Right? The actual light rays are bouncing off that mirror, but because the distance it takes for them to bounce off the mirror has a direct relationship with where the image is, then that image will appear to be the same distance from the mirror behind it that it actually is in front of it. If you didn't understand anything of what I said, that's okay. We're going to see it in more detail. So the perpendicular distance from the image location to the mirror, so this perpendicular distance, that normal line, is equal to the perpendicular distance from the object location to the mirror. So where we see this image back here when it shows up in this animation is equal to this distance. Those two distances are equal, drawing that normal line.
Wait, oh, so it's equal from that line?
So along this normal line, from the object to the mirror, right, this distance is equal to the distance here from the mirror to the image. Okay, so the image will appear to be as far behind the mirror as it is in front of the mirror.
Okay, I have another question.
Yes.
How do you know, like, because I was looking at our worksheet, how do you know what angle it's at?
Well, we'll work on that in just a minute. But knowing the law of reflection, you know that the two angles are going to be equal.
Okay.
You know that this angle right here is going to be equal to this angle, which also tells you what this angle is. So this is all on a straight line. So the angle of the incident ray and the reflection ray have the same angle, and the reflection ray and the ray that you can trace to the image are all a straight line. This is one straight line right here. So that will tell you how to draw those rays in order to determine where the image will be located. So another way of phrasing this is that the image location is simply the one location in space where it seems to every observer that the light is diverging from. So it doesn't matter where you are, doesn't matter your frame of reference, from any observer that can see the object in the mirror, the image will appear to be in the same place for every observer. This second picture here, what it tells us is if rays of light, it's horrible, but misters of light, if he cannot actually see the object in the mirror, but he is in line of sight of the image, then he cannot see the image. And this goes without saying, right? If you're at an angle where you can't see an object in a mirror, then you can't see the object in the mirror and you're not going to see the image of that mirror, okay? So this is something that is obvious, and it's just put in a way that talks about the line of sight that we talked about on Monday. right? If you have line of sight for the object, then you can see the object. It doesn't matter if you have line of sight for the image, wherever the image is going to be located, because you won't be able to see the image unless you can see the reflection of the object in the mirror. And in this case, he's not at an angle where he can actually see the angle of the object in the mirror. In the third picture here, we see that Mr. Zovlight actually is in the path of the rays coming from the object and reflecting off the mirror. So he can actually see the object in the mirror in this case, all right? And therefore he can see that image. So it doesn't matter that he's in the line of sight of the image because that image doesn't exist. Only the reflection of the object exists. Now, I don't want you to get more confused by that. I just want to clarify what this line of sight actually means. All right. And for those of you who are like not quite getting it yet, I'm hoping that the next couple slides will clarify it for you. So each one of the rays of light here that are reflected can be extended backwards behind the mirror where they will intersect at a point which is called the image point. So in order to determine where that image point is, you need to take the incident rays and find the angle of the reflection rays. Remember, this angle right here, and I'll draw it so that I'm not just waving a mouse at it. Maybe not with white, that will not be helpful for you. This angle right here is equal to this angle right here. So whatever angle the ray comes in at the incident ray, is equal to this angle that determines the reflection ray. And then you simply just extend this line in the back of the mirror, and wherever these lines intersect is your image point. Okay, so these angles are the same, and then go ahead, extend this line back to this image point. All you really need are two lines to find an image point, but it's good to get a third just to verify. So maybe we want to get this one. That one's a steep angle. Let's get this one, and we continue drawing that line back, and we end up at this image point. And you could verify that this distance here is equal to this distance here. Any questions about how to determine the image point? You can put it in the chat, or you can. Good morning, Christian. You can put it in the chat, or you can unmute if you have a question.
But if the, okay, never mind.
Go ahead.
No, it wasn't an intelligent question.
All right. So then the question often comes up when talking about mirrors. Why is it, if the angle of incidence is equal to the angle of reflection, so everything is equal, why is it that when I look in the mirror, I don't see exactly what I look like, right? Everything is flipped. Because if I could, for example, flip my video right now. Okay, now if you look at my video, it doesn't say Blazer Nation, it says Rezalb Noitan, all right? And so this is a left-right reflection. This is what I would look like if I looked in the mirror, for me, right? But this is simply a frame of reference, okay? This is not a phenomenon of light. This is just a phenomenon of where you're looking from and what you're looking at. It's not actually changing anything physically. I'll unmirror again so that it says Blazer Nation again. But this is the phenomenon of left-right reversal. Notice that this cartoon is showing something that doesn't happen, right? We don't look in the mirror and see ourselves upside down. Just imagine what the rays of light would have to do in order to make that happen. All right, they would have to bounce back exactly the direction they came in. And that doesn't make any sense. So this is not how light works right here. So when we talk about left-right reversal, what we're talking about is it all depends on where you're looking from and how you're looking at something. It is a frame of reference. It is not a phenomenon of physics. Okay, so now we have the opportunity to practice here. So you can use the annotation tool that you will find on the menu. It should say View Options on the screen share. And if you click on View Options, you'll see Annotate, and you can draw some lines. My question is, who can see Al? So Al is on the left. We've got Bo, Cy, Di, Ed, and Fred.
So wouldn't Fred be able to see Al?
Well, I want to see the rays drawn on this diagram. So again, on your screen share menu, you'll see View Options. Well, that allows Di and Bo to see each other.
Oh wait, I
The
think
green line, the black line. Yeah, you need a steep enough angle in order to have that angle of incidence and that angle of reflection be able to meet out.
But how does it pass the mirror? Like it would have to go past the mirror, like into here and then out with that.
So can Fred see Al?
I'm so confused.
Whoever's making that green line, that looks about right. That looks like Fred can see Al. Good. Now, obviously, they can all just look to their left and see Al in just line of sight, right? If Al's tall enough. But in the mirror, who can see Al? So I think we all agree that Fred can see Al in the mirror. Can Ed see Al in the mirror? Again, the Annotate is next to View Options. The Annotate is under View Options in the menu. So I'll give you another few seconds to think about this. Looking at this angle, we extend ourselves to the very far end of the mirror. And it appears that that is a steep enough angle to make it to Al. Can Di see Al? So we look at this angle of incidence. It looks something like a 45-degree angle. If we make a 45-degree angle here coming off the mirror, I'm not seeing it reach Al. Okay, so here's our answer, is that is that what we can do in order to do a systematic answer to this is we can have we can draw the angles of reflection from both sides of the mirror. So we can draw the angle of reflection from the left side of the mirror, and we can draw the angle of reflection from the right side of the mirror, and then draw the angle of incidence right here. Draw the incident ray for the left side, draw the incident ray from the right side. Everything in here, everything in between. If you're standing at any point, well, I didn't mean to do that. If you're standing at any point in between these two angles of incidence, then you are able to see Al. Okay, so this is how to approach this problem, is by looking at the left side of the mirror, looking at the right side of the mirror, and drawing those rays. Everything in between, you can see Al. Everything outside of those areas cannot see Al. Obviously, Bo can just turn to his left and see Al, but we're talking about looking in the mirror. All right, I'm hoping by the time that you work through the problems, they're easier than this one, to be honest with you. I'm not giving you anything this complicated on the sheet, on the activity sheet. But I'm hoping that by the time you work through the problems, you will have a little bit of experience with drawing those rays, and it'll make more sense. All right, but feel free to reference this. So